culture is contagious too, you guys. You know, like it's not just. Look, I was looking at what's his name, Travis Barker's daughter.
Yeah.
Have you seen his? First of all, he's the guy from Blink-182, right? Is his old guy? But I was looking at his daughter. I'll put before and after picture of her somewhere in here, right? And I'm just saying that this is what we're trying to say is that it's a contagious problem because now it's coming for other races at this point. Now people are just kind of going with it. They're just changing, and we're like the guinea pigs. Remember that video we were watching the other day? I was watching this video on Instagram where the teachers, it was called Teachers Dress Up as Students Day, right? So they go around and all teachers are dressed like in, like young clothes and then they also implement the behaviors.
Bratty behavior.
If I can find it, I'll put it up.
POV dress like the kids day.
Speak up when I hop about to cut, I promise I'm gonna speak up when I hop about to cut, I promise I'm gonna speak up when I hop about to cut, I promise I'm gonna make a scene. Got lights, cameras, action, but I promise that I won't be seen. She told me that she loved me, but I knew that make believe, but this ain't even about it. So
but and do that. And I'm like, the whole time I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I know schools want to have fun. I get it. I'm not that big of a square where I'm a square. But I'm not that big. Yeah, like I'm not that. But do we not see the problem with that? Right now in society, we're having a problem with black people and their behaviors. Yet we have teachers pretending to be kids and then implementing and showing their behaviors, which is sassy and rude behavior, right? To adults, their elders. I'm like, I'm not sure this is the right time to be doing that. But this is what I'm saying. You see what I'm getting? Like it just seems like we're never serious about any of these things. And then when kids grow up not taking anything serious, it's like, we have the teachers not being serious. We have blue-haired teachers now.
We understand why the kids' grade point averages are so low.
I'm like,
it's because the teachers are making fun of them and
trying to be
dressing like them. So you do know their behavior then.
Yeah. So you do know they're being
and you're not doing anything about it. Your thing is to just be them and act silly.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, get over there. When I was a kid, I didn't even know my teacher's first name.
Wasn't interested.
Your teacher was not your parent. They were your teacher. Which means when you come to school, you learn. People don't understand that with things like this, when schools do stuff like this today, the thing is that kids have to come to school with some sort of discipline.
Yeah.
They have to get their own time. There's a reason for that. We want to make school fun. Everything is not going to be fun.
Yeah, but it's be school fun.
When you go to church, you act a certain way. When you go to work, you act a certain way. When you go at home, you act a certain way. You're teaching kids that they don't ever have to take life serious no matter where they go.
And this is what I'm saying. This is why I hate the idea of people not having manners anymore.
Right. We were watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade, and the first band that came out, high school band or whatever.
Oh my God, y'all.
These black kids. It was a black school, which you already know. They're trying to make us feel good again. You know what I mean? But they come out with this black, and these girls are doing all kinds of hoochie dances. Yeah. And I'm like, so are the guys, by the way, the band players. And then I think a couple more black schools. Yeah. And they were all doing that. All the white schools came out, they're all fully dressed. And I'm saying, what I'm saying there is
at one point where it was at one point where we were just like, let's see if any of the white schools
act like that.
And they didn't. Debauchery. Let's see if
we gotta call it what it is.
Never did.
I'm not saying that white people don't make I'm not saying they never make a thing. They never make any problems. But what I'm saying is that this is why they excel so quickly. Yeah. This is why Asian people excel so quickly. It's because their parents and their school take life seriously and tell you better take yourself seriously now. Because if not, you're going to see how serious it gets when you get older. But for the black community, it seems like we think every day is a party. And that we teach our kids that they don't have to follow rules. Yeah. They can blame everybody else but themselves. They don't have to have any kind of real decency and dress. They don't have to, everything has to be debauchery. Everything has to be about weed smoking. It just seems like it's just a never ending cycle of depressive stuff.
I was watching this podcast. This black man, I just called this podcast. And this black man was talking, some black men talking, and they were talking about why are black people this way, right? Well, we're just all the things we're talking about. And the host of the show said, I I just feel like white people are kind of known for, it's not that they don't make any mistakes, we keep saying that, but I want to let you guys know, we know they make mistakes, I'm just saying. But they're known for being good in business. You know, Hispanic people are known for being hard workers. You know, Asian people are known for being smart in school. Then comes us. We're known for being, you know, sassy. We're known for being good basketball players or whatever, good in sports, you know, and that kind of thing. We're not really known for anything real solid.
We used to be.
Or we used to be. But yeah, it's gone. It's like
now we've just become this complaining, like horrible, like debauchery race of people, and we're not. Everybody that talks like normal black people who talk like normal human beings, you know what I mean?
Normal people.
They get called coons, and they get called sellouts and everything, and then anybody else, which is the great majority of us. That walks around.
You go, girl.
How did you know that she was going to say that? Because that's just what black people.
That's what it is.
You know, black queen.
That's
all
what
this
we're known
stuff.
for.
It's just like, why are we calling ourselves all these royalty terms? We have nothing that reflects that at all.
Been saying it we've been saying this for years. We said it many times on the show. We need to stop with all this I am a queen and fix your crown, sis, black girl magic, you know, all this black girls rock. We need to stop all that. Who runs the world? Girls. You know, like we can we just stop with all of the boasting when we're not doing well? Like, we're not doing well, and I feel like we're over here talking about I'm a queen.
But that's the demonic part of it. The demonic part is to make you feel like you're doing well while you're doing bad. So it's like the devil does that. They switch. He switches things. So it makes whatever you do good, you're the bad person. Whatever you say that makes sense or logic, you're the bad person. We're sellouts. We're all this. But when you do just disgusting debauchery stuff, then you're the black queen. You're the king. You're black girl magic. You can't do any wrong.
You're like a
it's somebody else's fault. You know what I mean? And it's just like, but that's what the devil does. He makes you feel good about everything wrong. So that you can do everything wrong.
And then like we were saying, that one thing, the devil mixes lies with truth.
So black people would say, what about the Klan? Right. The devil lies.
The devil
lies. It makes white people feel good about bad, so they'll keep doing it. You understand? The devil plays tricks on us.
And we're falling for it.
We fall for it all the time because we're easily manipulated, uses our ego. All this black and proud, we just never started saying that. Because all it's done is make us feel good about being victims.
I don't think we should ever say that.
We should never did that. Before all of that happened, black people had a better economy. Black people had better education. Black people had stable homes. A man was in it. There was no abortion yet.
Well, we weren't so fixated on our color.
Right.
We were just like Americans. We were just people. So, and we just want to be respectable human beings, respectable in society. We want to be good members of society and the community. So it wasn't really about being people of God. We were kind of in that space. And so there was really no boasting of yourself because that was looked at as beneath, like the people who would gloat about who they are, and that people stood away from people like that. And now there's Facebook pages and Instagram pages with just boasting about all the stuff you have, all the stuff you have. Okay, it's just like there's no decorum anymore. We have no there's no tact anymore.
Do not attach debauchery. Debauchery to black. But we do that.
We do that.
We do it.
We do
you know
it.
what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, damn well that we are not sellouts. You just don't have the guts to be a real woman or a man. That's what it is. And that's what makes you mad. It's because you want to stay stuck in a sort of cycle of debauchery, so you don't ever have to clean your life up. You can blame it on somebody else and keep saying reparations, and keep making a fool of us as a collective. You know what I mean? But whenever somebody who's black then says to you, hey, this kid needs help. This mother needs help. Our society is sick. Then we're the problem.
No, but also, even when I think about, let's just talk about with RT. Sorry, with little RT. Let's just say that little RT, as he gets older, 12 years old. Let's say he gets to 12. Okay. What if there's going to be a time? What if he just has a moment where he just wants to be something else? Like, what if he just I want to be a scientist? He knows better. He knows he can't be that. See, even there used to be a poem called "The Dreams Are Illegal in the Ghetto," right? And the reason why that was a thing is because a lot of kids in the ghetto, they have bigger aspirations than their surroundings. Some get out, most don't. right? But they have bigger aspirations than that. But because they know that in their little community, their little society, is not going to allow them to be the scientist, right? Because it's not cool to be the scientist. They don't want to outwardly show that they're interested in something totally different than what, some little girl's not going to show that she loves ballet in the hood, when she knows she'll just get dragged by all the people. And so it makes it kind of illegal for it to be like that. And then the parents double down on it. So it's kind of like when I see kids like him, I always think, what if because he's obviously being manipulated. He's just being pushed to do this. It's not even him. It's not even him. He
doesn't know what he's saying.
He's just a creation of who. They're just creating him. They're just creating him. They're manufacturing this child. The mother is manufacturing this child and making this child who we're seeing right now. But what if this child had an idea or saw something on TV or whatever and go, oh, I want to be a firefighter. I want to be a police officer. I want to be a doctor or whatever it is. Something normal and respectable.
That show, you guys should go onto that show, Cutting Through the Culture.
Yeah.
With Chad O. Jackson. He did Uncle Tom.
Yeah, Chad O. Jackson and Blanchard.
And Keisha King and Chuck. I forget his last name.
I do too.
But there was Blanchard's show is called I Am Blanchard, and he made this point to say the other day he doesn't have enough subscribers. So y'all need to go and subscribe to those people. They do not have enough subscribers. The algorithm is really tough on people that talk like this. But Blanchard said that to be black is to be controlled.
Yes.
So when you're calling yourself black Jesus, black Santa Claus, black power, to be
I'm the first black.
I'm the first black. You know what I mean? Black culture is not good culture. It's bad culture. It's become very bad. It used to be good culture, but it's become very bad culture. And to be black now is to be controlled.
Yeah.
Make, and he's right. Whenever we put, the other day I was on Instagram, and you know how when you like something, there was these cute babies. You know what I mean? There was like this lady had triplets, and I thought they were all just adorable. And I liked the picture. Yeah. And then you get more babies. Yeah. I'm like, great. But all the pictures where there were black babies, Negro babies.
Yeah.
Why? What?
Right.
You don't see white babies, Asian babies.
What's that other hashtag? Black boy joy or black girl joy?
But I just noticed that when I saw Asian babies, because you get a lot of them once you like one. I saw Asian babies, Hispanic babies. I saw white babies. I saw Sri Lankan babies. I saw African babies. But the only babies that got a title were the black babies. No matter what, light skin, dark skin, Negro. One said Negro babies.
Can you see the problem in that though?
But do you understand how to be black is to be controlled?
It's black culture though that has completely changed. I think the way we view ourselves as black people. I think it just makes us feel like the things that are bad are cool. Yeah. And we've kind of started this new way of looking at black people. Like that guy was saying in the podcast, like white people are known for being business people or creating or whatever, and Asian people are known for being very smart and studious. And, Hispanic people are known for, particularly Mexican, being known for being hard workers. Right. And I'm just like, what are we known for? You know what I mean? Like, what are we? What's the first thing you think about when you think of black people most of the time? I mean, if you're being honest, I'm just saying, like,
being honest.
Like, if you're being honest, like, the first thing you think about
is nobody likes me.
Nobody likes me. I always feel like it's more like a sexual. I think about that too. I think the first thing I think, crime, sexual, and the reason why I think that is because that's what we are promoting.
And the reason why we kind of know that is because even black people say it. Like when what's his name? The one that's saying "Try that in a small town."
Oh, Jason
Aldean. When he talked about the carjackings, a lot of black people automatically thought he was talking about black people because he used the word carjack. Like, why? You think black people only carjack? So you think black people do crime? Yeah. Don't throw that on Jason.
He never said that
because you did.
Actually, no one said that except for black people.
Right. I mean, I think that when I speak. And the way that I talk, I think that I am continuing black culture from the Thomas Sowell early years, from the Walter Williams early years, from the from the early times, Booker T. Washington years. You know what I mean? The years where black people really came together in a real way. Like you could walk down the street, like Robert Woodson said, and you didn't have to worry about getting killed by your grandkids or your children. You know what I mean?
Or people looked presentable. People spoke well. Black people spoke well, but black people were had manners. and they were courteous, and they were nice in their community. They just were people. I want to continue that culture.
You think Black Wall Street would have ever happened?
Yeah, right.
If we would have been to the culture we are today,
I was watching Channel
we would
Jackson.
never have had black. We would have never had Black Wall Street. Or by the way, it wasn't. That's another thing. We act like that was it. That area was the only where there was black. It wasn't. It was happening everywhere. There's a few areas in Texas where it was actually happening. Lots of all through the United States, but they don't talk about it. The only reason they talk about that one is because of what happened. They neglect all the other areas. But do you think that black wealth would have ever happened had we have been the culture that we were today? If we were acting like we are today in the 20s?
Right.
No.
Right.
There's a lot of respect you have to have for yourself to become successful. I mean, there really does. Not anymore now. I mean, you got people that there are people who are willing to put people like Cardi B in front of a camera because she's willing to degrade herself for money. There are people who will do anything for money, and those people will. But what I'm saying is, do you think that, I'm talking about other than entertainment, do you think that anybody, white, black, or whoever, can get anywhere if you do not have a certain amount of respect for yourself, a certain amount of discipline, and a certain amount of follow through?
Yeah.
And if you don't raise your kids in that kind of world, then how do you think they're going to be raised? There's no way that we can have a generation of kids that turn out like this. We're to the point now we have a generation that is lost.
Well, I was watching Channel Jackson, and he said, like, they call him sellout because he's conservative, he's Republican. Anyways, so he said, so people call me a sellout because of
that.
I know, right? Because of blank, 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 and blank, right? Reasons, right? He said, but really the truth is that I'm continuing. The new black culture is actually the sellout. You guys, the people who are promoting this type of stuff and are calling the sellout people, calling them sellouts, they're the actual sellouts, because what Chad is doing is he's actually continuing the black culture that once was. So he's not a sellout. He's staying true to black culture, what it once was, and he's just continuing it through his life and through his children. But what's funny is that we're going to be called the sellouts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which is
because
why
we're not going with the flow.
Remember we said that last time though. I don't care that you call me that
because
I know what you really. Yeah. I know that it's really you.
Yeah.
If I really cared about that, then maybe I don't know. Maybe I would stop, but I don't, because I know that you don't really mean that. You're saying that because you don't want to change.
Yeah.
You've accepted a culture of debauchery, and you don't want to change the decency, because that means that you in your own life will have to change some things, and you don't want to do it. So this
culture is contagious too, you guys. Like, it's not just, look, I was looking at what's his name, Travis Barker's daughter.
Yeah.
Have you seen his? First of all, he's the guy from Blink-182, right? Is his old guy? But I was looking at his daughter. I'll put before and after picture of her somewhere in here, right? And I'm just saying that this is what we're trying to say, is that it's a contagious problem, because now it's coming for other races at this point. Now people are just trying to go on with it. They're just changing, and we're like the guinea pigs. And now, it's not good. It's just not good. I want to continue on with something that once was and keep that legacy going with the Booker T. Washingtons and that type of behavior.
But my thing is, our mother, she really cares about manners. And she really cared about how you look when you leave.
Yeah.
Working hard. My mother would never get welfare. I don't know. My mother raised kids by herself without child support and without welfare. She just would work. She had 2 jobs, but she always believed in, working hard to get where you want to go. Always looking like a lady and acting like one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that was something she did teach us. You know what I mean? And that's what I grew up. She always tried to make us more culture. She couldn't afford a lot of stuff. But she always tried to get us to ballet and things. She tried to get us a little more culture, and even when we could live in a better neighborhood, like we live in a pretty good neighborhood, when we got into high school, but we didn't have furniture.
Yeah.
And so she just wanted us, I could tell my mom just wanted us to be
in a different.
She also helped send us to New York.
Yeah.
So my mom is a big part of my raising, our raising.
Yeah.
And
it's important.
A lot of things if I ever have a child, whether I adopt or not, I that's something I do want to give them. Is the how to be a gentleman or a lady. I mean, I think Larry Elder said no one ever lost anything from being a gentleman or a lady.
It's true,
and that's how I've always felt.
But that's what I'm saying when I see stuff like, it's just, you guys. It's like not just about like ragging on black people or whatever. But I feel like it's it's getting very depressing because now I feel like we just look, as a group, we just look really bad.
But I think I think I would be a sellout if I watched and looked at what I've seen.
If I promoted that
and I okayed that or said nothing.
Right.
Because sometimes saying nothing is just as bad as confirming it. You know what I mean? The idea that a kid like this can get 100,000 get 100,000 likes on a video and it's gone viral, and not Michelle Obama, not Barack Obama, not Ice Cube, not LeBron James, not any of these, Roland Martin, none of these suspects. The one always want to talk about race all the time. Not one of them. Not even Joe Rogan. Not one of them is saying anything about this and how ignorant this is, and not saying that this is becoming our youth. And no one's saying that. So that's how you know it's an agenda, because to say nothing is the sellout thing to do. To talk about it is the loving things to do. To tell someone the truth and not let them go off a cliff is a loving thing to do.
They go back to what Vince said. Vince, what was his name?
Vince Everett, is that
Vince Everett. But going back to what he was saying, though, you're right. They want to create a lot of George Floyd's, and this is how you do it. So you guys, these people are births. I mean, like I don't even know how this. I don't know how that she's even able to do. Like, how is that not looked at as abuse? Then what's abuse? How's that? You mean, like, there's some things that are a fine line.
They let kids choose their gender. That's not abuse.
That's not abuse.
They let kids rap and say horrible things over and over again.
Sexual
that's not
stuff.
Abuse.
Sexual stuff.
That's not abuse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody cares about these kids.
No one cares.
And nobody is saying anything about these kids. They're just affirming them all the time.
I am not a mother, but I do care about, like, this bothers me. Like, it really bothers me. Because I don't want this to feed off into, like, your guys' children. You know what I mean? And so that, like, I care about kids.
This kind of mentality, this kind of catches on to all kinds of kids. We will not only be in Marxism, America will be done.
It's true.
You cannot run a successful country with a bunch of single mothers, bad children, and complacent men. You cannot do that.
They're trying to give us further away from God, which I can't stop saying that enough. Because they're trying to take us further away from God, and if you do that, there's no more net, there's no more safety net, there's no more moral compass that's gone, there's no more fabric of society gone. All of it's just going to be gone, and you're going to end up with little RTs all over the place, and then he's making money, or
he will be.
The mother is all on the mother,
he went viral,
and it's sickening to me, as any other child abuse case. This is a sickening. These kids can't get away from it, though. They really can't get away from all of these images and visuals of any of it. I mean, I was looking. Someone sent us a clip of what's that girl? She's a rapper. Sexy Red, and she's apparently she's pregnant, and so someone sent us a clip of her. She's dancing on stage, pregnant. She's like twerking, and she has a whole like belly, and I'm like. You see what I'm saying? They birth these people. You see, this is literally we're seeing it. That
Cardi
was literally.
B did that. Remember Cardi B did that on the Grammys or something?
It's just something that's just so
fully pregnant and she was twerking.
Isn't it something very sinister about that? Like whenever I see something like that, when the woman's pregnant behaving like that, there's something that just makes me sick. Like I don't know. When I think about the way where we're going as a race of people, like it's just extremely concerning. It's pretty bad. It's pretty,
and public. Look, Democrats. No politician's going to help you.
Oh no.
This is a change of heart.
Yeah, this is the
people have to change. I don't care if you're right or left because both they're both starting to become one world part or uniparty.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that this is Americans have to have a change of heart. We have to look at our country and think, is this the way we want to see our future? Does the party life really, is that forever? You know what I mean? Are we going to keep propping up these imbeciles?
Yeah.
And turning our kids into because we don't want to turn off our cell phones.
This is a spiritual war.
It's a spiritual war.
This is a spiritual war, and people are sitting there. Look, y'all can go on. This is a spiritual problem, and we have to get right with God.
But I'm not afraid to say it because I know
it's not looking good.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to say it because I'm supposed to say it.
Yeah, it's not looking good, you guys, and I feel like if we keep up this, glorifying these things and giving 104,000 thumbs up to a little boy. Doing insane stuff that he should not be saying, and it's being encouraged by the adults in his life, then our society is completely messed up. You know, the world's laughing at us. The rest of they're laughing at us.
We've got an imbecile running the country.
Yeah,
who can barely speak. That, right? You know, and you know, it's just that we got another imbecile as vice president. You know what I mean? And we've got a whole bunch of imbeciles in the House and Congress. You know what I mean? It's just we cannot rely on them because they're paid.
Right.
They're paid to screw up everything.
Right.
They're getting rich off being public. They're supposed to work for us. They work for us. But we've now made them like celebrities.
Right.
And we're all clapping and yelling and cheering for people. Other countries will they go looking for old leaders for screwing up their country. They don't treat them like celebrities in other countries. So do not think for 1 minute that any kind of politician is ever going to save you. They work for us, which means we got to change, and then they're going to change.
Yeah. As long as we keep talking about the narrative, playing that game, the more they have control of you. So you guys, let us know what you think. Leave some comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. We would love that. And that's it. We will see you guys in the next video.